Hello everyone, I'm here to give you a simple example of the LeetCode problem, the square root of x, right? So suppose our input is the integer 9, right? So we want to find the square root of the integer, right? So if an efficient way to solve this problem is to use a binary search. And our searching range is from 1 to x, right? And our searching target is the square root of x. So we can firstly, using the idea of binary search, we can firstly find the midpoint of this range, right? So in this case, we suppose we have a midpoint at here, and we can compare the midpoint with the square root of x, right? We can see that the midpoint is less than the square root, so we can know that the square root must be in this left part, in this right part, right? So we can keep searching our target in this right part, so on and so forth, right? This is the idea of how to use binary search. And now let's see a detailed process. Suppose we have our input is 9, right? And we have a range from 1 to 9. And we have 2 pointers, left and right, which points at the start and the end. And based on these 2 pointers, we can calculate our midpoint, which is here, right? And the value is 5. Then we can compare the value 5 with the square root of 9, right? So because 5 times 5 is 25, which is larger than 9, so we can know that 5 is larger than the square root of 9, which is 3, right? We know it, but we should find it, right? So we can know that the square root must cannot be in this part, right? This part are all larger than the square root of 9. So we can keep searching in this part. So we move our right pointer to here, right? Here. And then we should keep searching. And we should firstly find our midpoint, which is at here, and we compare the midpoint with our square root. So 2 times 2 is 4, which is smaller than 9, and we can know that 2 is smaller than the square root of 9. So we can know that the square root cannot be, our target cannot be in this part, right? So we move our left pointer to here, right, to 3. Then we can keep finding our midpoint, which is at here, and then we compare it with our square root. As 3 times 3 is 9, which is equal to 9, right? So we can know that 3 is our target, so we can return 3. And let's see another example. So suppose this time we want to find the square root of the integer 8, right? So again, firstly we should calculate the midpoint, and we compare this value with the square root of 8, right? So because 4 times 4 is 16, which is larger than 8, and we can know that our square root cannot be in this part, and we move our right pointer to here to keep searching in this part. And then in this part we calculate our midpointer, and we compare it with our square root, our target, right? So as 2 times 2 is 4, which is smaller than 8, and we can know that the square root cannot be in this part, and we move our left pointer to here, right, to mid plus 1, which is here. And then here we can keep searching, and we find our midpoint, and we compare it with our target. And 3 times 3 is 9, which is larger than 8, right? So we can know that our pointer cannot, our target cannot be in from mid to right, this part, right? So we can move our right pointer to mid minus 1, which is like this. And in this case, we can end of for loop, right? Because red pointer is less than left pointer, right? So, and we can end of a for loop and we return the red pointer, right? So here, 2 is our target, right? So basically, this is the idea of how to solve the LeetCode problem, square root x. And I put my code link under my video, and you can have a say. That's all. Thank you.